So you've mentioned his name a few times, Kevin Swindell.
Yes.
We're going to bridge this to about 20 years ago.
Yes.
You're in the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame. There was a time when you went on the racetrack, you were probably going to win.
Yes.
Today is not that time. How important was it throughout those years that the people you had around you, supporting you, working for you, along for the journey, how important were they to the fact that you were a threat to win every time you went on the racetrack?
Well, at that time, I had people coming up to me, and we'd go to races where there was 50 cars, and they would ask me, "Aren't you afraid not to make the show?" I said, "I never even thought about it. I just know I'm going to make the show. I know that I'm good enough. I know that I can make it happen, and we have the team." And so we were always there, and I never been in the position that I am now that I didn't have the proper coach, the proper crew chief, the proper person, and I'm looking for that now.
So that brings us back to Speed Week this year, Volusia Speedway. You competed in every division, or had cars in every division.
Yes.
That raced for a 2-week span.
Yes.
And you came back and said, Adam, I learned something in Florida and I want to talk about it. What was your takeaway?
So I can tell you that I raced 5 classes, right? I ran the 360 sprint. I made the show. The Canadian guys were there. They didn't make it. So we all had a turn making a show. So that goes to tell me that we're all missing something, right? First of all, we're not running 100 races a year. And second of all, we don't have aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. Like, we don't have a generation of sprint car drivers that we can fall back on. In 100 years from now, we will, right? But if you ask me how many people raced in my family, I have none. And how many of my family members go to the races with me? None. I'm on my own. Like, nobody's interested in it. It's my own deal. And I'm not going to force anybody to be a part of something that they don't want, you know? So here we are. We're looking for a crew chief. And the asphalt side is good. I have Jeff Lapsovich. So in North Carolina, I have Ryan Stone. We just teamed up. He's going to take over my 2 modifieds. We're going to even do a ride and drive, like any kids that want to up and come and drive one of these cars in a race. So, and then that being said, I've teamed up with Fury with the Pro Late model and the Super Late model, that we're going to do a school or take them on tour if they want. So I'm trying to build something that I never had, right? And it's skill.
Do you feel like you're getting closer?
Well, I have this theory that if I create the space, so I let my crew guy go, now the door's open for opportunity. I did this before last summer. Tyler Lewis come in. I went from 18th to a few top 10 anyways, like 5, 6. And I could drive the car and I could race with everybody. So I know I have the ability, but it takes the person that I have guiding me or working beside me.
I've got 2 follow-ups to that. Is Glenn Styres hard to work for?
No, absolutely not. Give you all the tools that you need.
Can you provide references that'll tell me Glenn Styres is
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Over the years, you've had a number of people work for you, and I know most of them. They all had great positive. They all had a great upside. Do you ever look back and think, boy, that was a magic combination right there?
So I look back at that, and this is where I can name names and situations where I was in. Well, I had let another team member go. He was leaving. But I said, I'll keep all your cars with your number on it. No problem. And then the crew chief left with him. So I was left with nobody. I'm fine with that. Well, I go to my filing cabinet and I go and look for all my setup sheets because I had them for 10 years. They're all gone. Then I go and look at my laptop to get all of the setup sheets. I was just going to print them off. Well, they're all gone. Well, then I go to the race car trailer to get my setup sheets that we had in the file. They're all gone. So that team stole intellectual property that was mine. So they've been wanting to come back. I'm not letting them come back.
No, and I get that's going to happen. Not theft, but you're going to have experiences over time. Some are better than others, and some are bad, and some are phenomenal. What still drives you? So you ran 5 divisions at Volusia.
Yeah.
You were probably not going to win a race down there, except maybe in a UMP type
Yes.
modified. So given that, what's your goal in the other 4 divisions?
So running the 360 sprint, the crew that I had with me, if we hit it, we were just getting lucky. There was no professionalism. There was no game plan. There's no team effort, you know. So basically, I just showed up there. In all honesty, I wasted my time in the 360. 410, there ain't nobody around here that has experience. We don't have any crew chief experience. We don't have anything. So we're just guessing when it comes to the 410. Super late model, the most difficult car to drive. Again, we have no experience. We're racing against guys that race 100 races a year. I'm in that car once, maybe twice last year. It's kind of, I'm faced against the impossible. I need to be racing these cars at a Saturday, Friday night show that they run on a regular basis instead of me running with the World of Outlaws or something. Now, the modified was my first time that I ever had a chance to easily make the show. Again, I had Jay Mallory and Lee Mallory. Between them, they probably got 40 years experience. It was so easy to drive that car. It was so easy to, you know, time trial good. It was so easy to put myself in a position to run. Circumstances beyond my control. I got knocked out a couple of times, so I couldn't accomplish what I want. The UMP modified with Schrader was really good. It come off the trailer fast. I was leading. Spark plug broke. I go to the back. The guys tried to tune on it to get it better. It got worse. I asked them to put the car back to the way it was when we got it. I moved forward again. They tuned on it. They went backwards. So when I say I learned a lot about what my journey is and my plan is, I got to have somebody that has 20, 30 experience. I don't care if it's asphalt. I don't care if it's dirt. The car's either pushing or loose. I know how to tighten a car up. I know how to loosen it, but I have to make sure that this person that we hire or comes on board is on the same page.
So that was your light bulb moment.
That was my light bulb moment. And when I seen Jay and them go from 7.5 inches of stagger to a quarter, 7.25 inch, 7.5, that little bit of a difference, we're making 1 inch changes on the sprint car, right? It just made me realize we were swinging too hard. We were putting new tires on all the time. They never put any new tires on there. They just scuffed them up. They'd flip them over, scuff them up. We went racing. Tire bill was 0.
How big a deal is that? So being comfortable, the tire bill doesn't really matter, but the fact that you felt comfortable going on the track has to be a big relief, because I've never driven a sprint car. Even having driven something fast, getting in a 410 at Volusia Speedway, I want to be really comfortable.
I was really uncomfortable. I didn't know if that thing was going to go straight or turn.
And that's...
it's evil. It's horrible.
So moving forward, again, let's go back to Kevin Swindell, someone you can pick up the phone and trust their answer. How do you find that up here to complete Glenn Styres Racing?
So I have every possible crew chief on my phone. I talk to these guys all the time, and I have over the years. I have somebody that will listen. I need somebody that will listen to advice, somebody that will listen to support, somebody that will trust what we're doing, somebody that can guide us in the right direction. And it's really hard to find that guy because personality conflicts. The people that I've had in the past know it all, and they weren't willing to listen to anybody else or advice or suggestions or whatever. And in this game, you need to be wide open and able to absorb anything. You know, I'm not ready to be a crew chief yet, but I would absolutely be the guy that would find a way to get somebody into victory lane for sure.
Well, you've done that, not necessarily as a crew chief, but as a supporter. You know, all those victory lanes you stood in at the Chili Bowl, you were welcomed into those victory lanes because you had an impact on those drivers.
Yeah.
Which has to be a pretty good feeling.
It was surreal. Like, it seemed like every day I was in victory lane. Like, it's just unimaginable. So anyways, that being said, I honestly thought that the concussion symptoms were still plaguing me and my performance. And because I was 20th in points at Schwigen in this 360, then 15th, then 14th, then 12th, then 9th. So I'm getting better and better. But ultimately, I realized I don't have the right guy crewing my car. So I'm going to make that change. And the writing was on the wall last summer because I got a new guy in. Right away, I went up the charts. Right away, I was able to race side by side by people. And then as soon as he come back, I went right to the back again. So I'm done blaming the concussion symptoms for my results.
How do people find you? So if someone wants this job, if someone thinks they can step up and...
What I'm looking for is credentials. Somebody that's won championships, somebody that's got a lot of feature wins, and somebody my age that is willing to ride around and hang out and have a good time, right? I don't need somebody that's, I guess, a hockey dad that wants to win every game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go out and win some, you know, just have a good time.
That's kind of the moral of the story. That's a...
Jay and Lee, absolutely game changer. When they took over my car and we went out and had fun. We got up in the morning, we had coffee. We talked all about the plans. They told me exactly what they did. We did everything, come back, repeat. There's 50 cars there, right? We were, sometimes upper half of mid-pack. Other times we're mid-pack, It really made me realize that the people that you're with is all that matters.
How do they reach out to you? How do they find you, Glenn, if they want to step up?
First of all, you could just, email me or call me.
All right. So reach out through one of the socials to get your information, and don't be shy.
Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. TikTok, anywhere. And closer to here is best, but it really doesn't matter. Somebody wants to come from Pennsylvania and hang out with us. Somebody wants to come from Michigan or Ohio and hang out with us. It doesn't matter.
Sounds good, boss.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to... I think that we covered it.
Let me think.
There's a lot of... That's the fun part. There's so many stories to tell, and we can do this again next week, next month, next year, whatever.
Yeah, I think we covered everything because, again, I don't want to keep making excuses about, the concussion stuff because that's 9 years ago now, right? I'm running good. If I have the right people behind me, I run great. If I don't have that, I run terrible, right? So I'm confident that I can do it yet. I'm not afraid.
Well, let's watch it happen.
Let's go. The greatest comeback ever. Yeah.